Hey guys, this is BB Games here, and this time, as you probably already know, I'm doing Ocarina of Time vs. Majora's Mask. This is a huge video for me because these are two of my favorite games of all time, and they are two of the most well-known games of all time also. I don't know how many times I've seen Ocarina of Time as the #1 game of all time, but I feel, even though it has a decent following now, Majora's Mask is right up there with Ocarina of Time, and it may even be better. You'll just have to watch the video to find out what this random idiot over the internet thinks. But I have to decide which one I like better. Trying to do that is like trying to walk your dog without having hands. It's probably not gonna work. There's probably a better analogy for that though. Seriously, who comes up with this stuff? Sadly, it's me. This time, I'm going to make things a little bit more organized. I'm going to be using 4 categories: story, gameplay, music, and good old nostalgia. As always, this is my opinion, so let me know what you think about these two games in the comments. Let's start with the story. Here's Ocarina of Time's basic story. You play as Link, who at first thinks he's a Kokiri elf, but he soon learns he's much more than that. He is the hero of time, and he must defeat the Dark Lord Ganondorf in order to save Hyrule. Ocarina of Time's story is way more epic than Majora's Mask's story, but that doesn't necessarily make it better. Majora's Mask's story is as follows. After the events that take place in Ocarina of Time, Link is wandering around trying to find the most annoying thing in video game history, and your partner throughout Ocarina of Time, Navi. Spoiler alert, you never find Navi, thank God. Instead, you find Skull Kid, who takes your Ocarina of Time from Ocarina of Time, and your horse. You fall down a pit, and even get turned upside down before you land in a place called Termina. Skull Kid is possessed by something called Majora's Mask, hence the title of the game, Majora's Mask. Skull Kid is using the evil powers from this mask to pull the moon down, or whatever this thing is supposed to be, into Termina to bring forth the end of the world. It is up to you to save all the people of Termina from their impending doom. Even though Ocarina of Time's story is good, in my opinion, it is nowhere near as good as Majora's Mask's. Majora's Mask's story is one of my favorite stories in video game history. It's just so dark and depressing for a Zelda game. You could just feel the impending doom of these hopeless people on the 3rd day. They're all crying and having false hopes, and you know what? I love it! Nintendo really had something going when they came up with it. The things they had going were probably drugs, but never mind that, because now we have a Zelda game that's like no other. And can I remind you that they only had 1 year to do that? Just amazing. Let's see the creators of you-know-what do something like that. In my book, Majora's Mask wins the story section. Now on to the gameplay. These games may look similar, and even play similar, but there are different features in all of them. First of all, Ocarina of Time is more dungeon-based with 9 dungeons, while Majora's Mask is more side-quest-based with only 4 dungeons. One of the biggest side quests in Majora's Mask is collecting all the masks. I'm going to go over some of the more notable ones. First of all, there are the 3 main masks, which are the Zora, Deku, and Goron masks. These are essential for you to finish the game. The Deku mask is the first mask you get. This mask lets you fly for a short period of time after getting shot out of one of these flowers, and it also lets you poop out bombs and shoot bubbles out from your mouth. Yes, you heard that correctly. The one thing you can't do with this mask is get into the bomber's hideout because they're racist. Well, unless you beat them in hide and seek. After you get in, you get to look through this creepy old guy's telescope. This is the best day ever! The Goron mask lets you roll around and smash stuff. The best part about this mask is it lets you walk slow. Oh yeah! The last of the 3 main masks is the Zora mask, which lets you swim quickly. Some other notable masks are the Bunny Hood, which lets you run quicker, the Kamaru mask, which absorbs Link's face and lets him do the next hit dance moves, and the Stone mask, which I was going to make a joke about, but just look at it and ask yourselves, is a joke really needed for this mask? While on the topic of Majora's Mask, there is also a 3-day mechanic where the world ends at the 3rd day. You have to beat the bosses of the dungeons you have been through again after the time runs out, but it saves your dungeon progress. While this stuff is great and all, I feel that Ocarina of Time wins this category because of its dungeons. I consider Ocarina of Time's dungeons to be the best in the series, at least from what I've played. I even like the Water Temple, which everyone seems to hate. It's not really bad once you know what you do in it. And it has really good music also. Some notable dungeons in Ocarina of Time are the Forest Temple, which might be my favorite dungeon in the whole series because of its creepy atmosphere and music, the Spirit Temple, which you have to go back in time to Child Link in order to be, and the Shadow Temple, which is one of the scariest things our planet has ever known. Like I said, Ocarina of Time wins this category. Now on to the music category. In this category, I'm going to play bits and pieces of 3 exclusive songs from each game, and then, at the end, I'll tell you which game's music I like better. I'm not going to talk through this, I'm just going to let you enjoy the music. Let's get to it! Now this is a tough one. Each game has fantastic music. It's either Ocarina of Time's adventurous music, or Majora's Mask's sad and sometimes even unsettling music. I think I'm going to have to go with Majora's Mask in this category. The Song of Healing and the Final Hours might just be the songs that push it over Ocarina of Time. Some of the parts where the Song of Healing I played legitimately made me sad. Especially the times when, spoiler alert for a 14-year-old game, Durania and Macau, whatever, or however you pronounce his name, die to give you the Goron Mask and the Zora Mask. The Final Hours is one of the greatest moments in video game history. This extremely sad song that lets you know there is no hope in saving the world plays the entire time. The people of Termina are all on their hands and knees pleading for false hope, and you, the player, can't do anything about it, except for maybe play the nifty song that sends you back in time to day 1. I mean, that would kinda help. But, all these reasons are why Majora's Mask wins this section. This one is a no-brainer for me. Ocarina of Time is the first Zelda game I've ever played, so it easily wins this section. Honestly, before starting it, I didn't think it would live up to the hype surrounding it. But, as soon as I heard that opening title theme, I knew I was in for quite an adventure. My instincts were right, because from the first time you set foot in Hyrule Field, which I will never forget, until the end of the game, which I'll never forget either, I mean, it's in my intro for crying out loud. This game is nothing but pure adventure. Now you guys may be saying, but BB Games is a tie. Well, I'm going to break that tie right now. The game I like most between these two games is The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Even though this is the most recent Zelda game I played, I can't get over the dark and unique feel this game has. This is some of Nintendo's finest work right here. But that's not to say Ocarina of Time isn't Nintendo's finest work, because on my top 5 games of all time, Majora's Mask would be second, and if I was not doing only one game per series, Ocarina of Time would be a close third. What is first, you may ask? Well, you will find out in a future episode. Probably not the next episode, but who knows? I'll see you at the end card, guys. Hey guys, this is BB Games here, and if you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to subscribe and see more, then be sure to click that subscribe button down there. If you want to see my last video, then go ahead and click here to see my last video. If you want to see my next video and you're from the future, then go ahead and click here, and it'll bring you to the next video. Goodbye, guys.